Well, it's Friday. We're a day away from college football. We're 2 days away from NFL football. A lot of really good storylines out there. Love to know what you guys are going to be watching this weekend. We're going to tell you what we're going to be watching this weekend coming right up. Here we are on a Friday here in the DDS studios. The dudes are here discussing sports. Lots of stuff to talk about this weekend. Really interested to hear what it is you're going to be watching this weekend, Newberry.
I'll tell you what I'm not watching. There's a lot of SEC football that I'm not going to be watching this week, admittedly.
I mean,
and one that stuck out was, we're here from Middle Tennessee. Vanderbilt at Missouri.
Yeah. Nobody's watching that.
Missouri's about a 3-touchdown favorite. And other than the bottom line, I won't have any clue what's happening.
I mean, only way I'm watching that is if Clark League is going to make that a game and goes up there and starts making some noise.
Now, if we do get an upset alert that says, hey, 2.5 minutes, Missouri's down tuned by 2. The big guy ain't there to kick the long field.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, we know he can't make it. I mean, dadgum. But yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about what it is we're going to be watching this weekend, and some of it's college football, some of it's NFL.
Come on, everybody give us a name for this show. I suggested Dude Watch.
I like Dude Watch. Let
us know what we should call this podcast.
Yeah, but hey, again, we're not media. We're not talking down to you guys. We're just two dudes discussing sports. Do the YouTube thing for us. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Comment along with us here. Let us know what you're watching this weekend. What is the most interesting storyline? What do you want to start with?
Before we get started, if you stumble upon this, go back and watch some of our previous pods this week. We put out some pretty good stuff, entertaining stuff. Acknowledge me, some Titans talk, but we're here putting out things all week long.
Absolutely.
In college?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I'm going to be keeping one eye. I mean, literally one eye on the Florida Gators.
Well, that's one of the things I'm going to be watching this weekend. I'm just telling you right now.
The Billy Watch.
It's Billy Watch. It's not a matter of if anymore, in my opinion. It's just a matter of when. Is it going to get so bad that they're not going to have a choice? And I'm going to be honest with you, a loss against a Mississippi State team that is just god awful.
It's on the road.
That could be one of those losses that is inexcusable. What do you think as a Florida fan? What do you think? There it is. Look at it. They got the Gator Cup. He's pulling for his Gators.
I mean, I can never be blamed for being a front runner here. I've got Florida Gator stuff, Jacksonville Jaguars stuff.
Right. I mean, hey,
true fan.
Ride or die. But I'll tell you, Mississippi State's a bad team, Brad.
I understand.
What do we?
I had a wide receiver.
Wait to pull the trigger?
I just had a wide receiver for the Florida Gators have season-ending surgery. They don't know who they want to start at quarterback.
I mean,
it's is it Mertz?
I think
is it the freshman?
The issues there are so deeply rooted, in my opinion, that I don't think that they're like one person away from this. I don't think this is just a quarterback problem.
It's not. I mean, it's the defense gives up 35 points a game. I believe we said it in our SEC prediction show. The last games that meant anything to the Florida Gators last year, I think it was the last 5 games, they averaged almost 38 points a game, giving it up to everybody.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, but the thing is even so far this year, the offense hadn't looked good either. Like they look bad, to be honest with you.
They didn't even get the running game going.
I know. I mean, you would think, somebody on that 49-man coaching staff that he has there would be able to get some kind of running game going. But, I mean, good grief.
But, I mean, honestly, I think that we've talked about this game too much because it's really all about.
I know it's really like it's nothing about like
it's not even watchable.
It's not. It's two bad teams, but it's like if one of these bad teams beats this other team, who's not supposed to be bad, then it's bad news for the coach. But again,
it's not watchable.
It's not really something you want to be doing, which is talking about head coaches in week 4. But anyways, Billy Watch, it's out there Billy right Watch. Now.
I'm more interested in a little 2:30 p.m. Central game. USC comes to Michigan. Now Michigan's had some tough games. They're 2-1.
Yeah.
Here's another tough game in Michigan. Are they going to drop another one at home? I really don't foresee it, but USC can do it.
I think that if any team can do it, I think having a Lincoln Riley offense coming into Michigan could be that team to come in there and really rock the big house. I mean, it is.
I'll tell you gambling folks, USC is a 5.5-point favorite on the road in Michigan. That just doesn't sound right to me.
Now we're going to talk a little bit more maybe about something like this. What do you think about road favorites?
It's very risky. I love to get home teams getting points, especially over the magical number of 3.
It's scary, isn't it? Right? It's like you look at that and you're like, why would a road team be such a heavy favorite when it's more than 3 points too? Like it's
all it takes is a little early momentum, Mr. Momentum in college football, and it's hard to play catch up sometimes. And you can really get momentum behind 199,000 or how many people they put in Michigan.
The million-man stadium.
Yeah, man.
I mean, dadgum. It's going to be interesting to watch because I think USC is kind of low key, kind of like creeping up in the power rankings, so to speak.
They're at number 11 here.
A big win at the big house could be a big deal.
Well, that will send them to 3-0, and having this win on their resume too. They're going to be a top 10 team. Yep. I mean, they're already on the cusp anyway. But where will that send Michigan? They'll send them to 2-2, potentially out of the top 25.
I mean, who is the second best team in that conference at this point? Is it USC? Is USC in that? I can't even keep up with it. Are they even in that conference? I don't have a clue. The conferences have melded together so well that I'm having to check all this shit. Let me look here. Here we go. We'll look with you. We're going to look with you. Hang on.
I'm just going to lead him to CBS right here. You already had it?
I know, but I have to share.
Show. He wants to share everybody.
All right. So share.
Yep.
Bye. And all right. So we're going right here.
You're looking for the Big Ten.
The B1G.
There you go.
Illinois and Nebraska.
You could even do standings if you want.
Yeah, let's do standings here. I'm going to reset it on me. I was like, Army. Army, really?
No, they don't need that.
Indiana.
Oh, come on.
Look at that. That powerhouse of Indiana.
Fraudulent.
Michigan State.
Fraudulent.
I hate pop-ups. Nebraska.
Fraudulent.
Oregon. Okay, now we're starting to get into it. Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State. USC is there.
I like
USC is there. So
I like Michigan.
If USC goes into Michigan and whips that ass,
then they got a leg up.
Does that could potentially make Michigan the 4th best team in the Big Ten? Potentially. If Oregon, dadgummit, I hate pop-ups. If Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State do better, who else is in this dadgum? UCLA, yeah, right. Get out of here, Chip Kelly. Get the F out of here. Wisconsin, know your role.
After that big win.
All right, so yeah, basically we're looking at USC, Michigan. Dadgummit, it's not a tumor.
Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon.
Yeah.
And then do you believe in any of the teams above Oregon?
I don't. They're going to have to prove it. They're going to have to prove it.
I think that's a temporary.
Anyways, I think USC could really make a statement in the Big Ten.
Heck yeah.
Now that I've learned
Michigan
that the Big Ten is the Big 20
Michigan,
now.
go to 3-0, send Michigan to 2-2. Statement game for USC.
Really is. Lincoln Riley really could announce himself with authority here in the Big Ten.
Yeah, so we've talked about an 11 a.m. Central game, a 2:30 p.m. Central game. Anything that you'd be watching, keeping one eye on in the early games?
Well, in the early games, let's look. Let's just look, shall we?
Look around the nation.
Let's go to.
I know what game you're.
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
know
watching.
what I'm going to be talking about.
That's later in the evening.
In a little bit. Let's look in the top 25 here. Let me share my screen back here with you.
Or is it just going to be a good Saturday to go outside until your game?
It's always a good Saturday to go outside. Ohio State, Marshall, don't give a shit.
No.
Illinois, Nebraska,
No.
don't give a shit.
No.
Iowa State, don't give a flying turd. I kind of just want to see what happens in this Clemson NC State game, to see two fraudulent teams play each other, just to see how terrible one is versus the other. But I'm not that interested in it.
No.
Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech is one of these teams, these powerhouse schools that Mike Norvell said that he had to play at the beginning of the year. He said that, which, by the way, Mike Norvell said, hey, if your team had to play three powerhouse schools in the first three games, you'd be 0-3
I mean,
too.
just tell us how you feel about Florida State University there. It sounds like you think that they absolutely suck.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be your fault.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that he doesn't get is that Florida State is the type of program that it's not acceptable to go 0-3. It's the third time in 45 years that has happened. And two of those times have been under him. Anyways, moving on. I'm not spending any more time on that loser. Northern Illinois, God bless them. They shouldn't be there at 23. Don't care. Kent State, they're about to get their ass handed to them by Penn State.
There it is. UCLA at LSU.
Jesus.
Nobody's watching.
I mean, honestly, I'm starting to think LSU might have a little bit of the fraudulente disease.
Well, they're favored by 22.5.
I don't know if that's an indictment on UCLA or if that's a pump up of LSU. But yeah, this USC Michigan game, that's a big deal.
There's the one I told you I'm not watching.
Yeah, who cares about this?
This what you just circled, it says 12 versus 14, but that's not a real conference. I'm not watching it.
No, it's garbage is what it is.
There's a Battle of Florida, not watching it.
Nope. Texas A&M, Bowling Green. I mean, look, these are 3-score games.
Nope. Okay. All right.
Well, we might as well go ahead and start talking about this, right?
6:30 p.m. Central. It's the return of Josh Heupel. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. Really, really a big deal in the eyes of a lot of people. Josh Heupel being a national champion with the Oklahoma Sooners. Was controversially let go, fired, whatever. I don't know, whatever you want to say, from the program there under Bob Stoops, which actually led to the rise of Lincoln Riley, oddly enough, at Oklahoma. He's been very tight-lipped this week about it, but I think everybody kind of just understands on the low that Heupel is. Look, he's holding. I think he's holding a little bit of a grudge here on this. I really do.
I think holding it in,
Yep.
waiting for this moment.
Yep, and it's. I mean, he's had this one circled on his calendar
all my life.
And we're talking about two teams here that are 3-0. Now, people are going to say Tennessee hasn't played anybody. I might agree with you, but. You play who's in front of you, right? That's coach. I know that's coach speak, right?
Just play who it is.
But guess who else hadn't played anybody? Oklahoma. You want to look at stats between those 6 games that have been played between these two teams? Oklahoma has not looked impressive at all. That offense is putrid. Putrid. Lots of holes in that offensive line. They've got some injuries on the O-line. Rumor has it maybe their star wide receiver might try to come back this game. Who knows? Josh Heupel obviously coming in with a high-powered offense.
Oh, you think?
I mean,
70 points
and
and a
for a
half.
change at Tennessee for a while, it seems like the defense is halfway decent now. They haven't really been challenged. I'll give them that. And Brent Venables, obviously, we know he's a defensive guy. So there's a lot of storylines here. Is it going to be the high-powered offense, or is it going to be the solid defense? They're going into Oklahoma. They're going into Norman, a 7 or 7.5 point favorite, depending on what the line is. A road favorite again. Again, they're going in there with a redshirt freshman who's never played an SEC game, which, by the way, this is Oklahoma's first SEC game.
Ever.
How is he going to react in that moment? I don't know. I mean, he's still a kid. You would like to think that maybe he can handle it, but they're still kids, right?
Oh, yeah. They're kids. I think the best medicine to get through that initial just shock of being on the road, how loud it can be.
Which he said he likes playing on the road,
but you know how you know why I would like it.
Mm-hmm.
Is if I can absolutely shove it to the home crowd and they start to get quiet. Oh boy. I feed on that.
Yep.
Nico can feed on that. The UT Vols can feed on that. So what you do is you go in there, you go up 14-0, shut them all up. The game is yours. You control it from there.
So one thing I will say that I've noticed as a Tennessee fan, look, I'll 100% tell you I have a bias towards Tennessee before we get into this too much. And I'll try not to spend forever on it. But I have seen the evolution of this offense now that he has the kind of quarterback, he's kind of got his guys in there. They're doing it differently, in my opinion. They can slow it down. They can possess the ball a little bit more. Now they've got a really experienced offensive line that's actually making some things happen. They got really good running backs. They have the ability to eat the clock if they need to. And they can still do the big pop plays. I mean, people have to understand this is a run-first offense. This is a run-first offense. They are number one.
You have to educate people because when they see these high scores, they're like, "Oh, they're throwing it all over
700 yards of offense." They think they're just out there slinging it for 800 yards a game. But I mean, they're number one in the SEC with rushing this year so far, and the second best is like 80 yards back to that. So, and I mean, you got to realize their starting guys are only playing, first half in these first few games. So it's going to be a really good matchup. I am nervous about it just because of the unknown with Nico. I have to play the homer. I think he's going to get the job done. There's a part of me, I think there's a world where this is not a close game. Kind of like the NC State game. You got to be able to figure out whether or not Oklahoma is fraudulent or not in that spot. I don't know yet. No one knows. Tennessee might be fraudulent.
Yeah, the Oklahoma side would say, let's see. Let's see.
I agree. Like, there's so much unknown here.
I think if whichever team loses, I don't want to use the F word fraudulent for either one of them losing to one of these teams. Mm-hmm. Now, if Kentucky or Vanderbilt came into Oklahoma and beat them, then
that's a bad look. Yeah. Tough luck.
Or if same thing happened in Knoxville, then we've got questions. But these two teams, good college football games. This is what college football should be. And whoever wins, so be it.
I think there's actually a pretty good chance that this is kind of the beginning of a pretty decent rivalry.
Whoa.
With the addition of Oklahoma, particularly with Heupel there.
The Heupel story.
Right? I think there's a potential for that. It's going to be interesting. One way or the other, there's going to be great storylines.
At the same time, I invite everyone to check out this quarterback matchup. Louisiana Monroe versus Texas. Arch Manning's getting the start against Louisiana Monroe's quarterback, General Booty.
No, geez.
What a quarterback matchup we have.
There he is, the Booty.
General Booty leading Louisiana Monroe against Arch Manning. And Blake said they had him clock running faster than the cheetah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what?
I don't know what they use to measure that. I'm sure there's some kind of crazy AI thing, but whatever. We'll see. we'll see. There are some good college games out there. Everybody down in the comments, let us know what do you think about the games this weekend? Who's going to win that Tennessee game? Is the Big Ten, is it kind of a 3 or 4 team race at this point, or do you believe in kind of some of these middle tiered teams, as I would describe them in the Big Ten?
And quickly, we'll talk about what we might be watching on Sunday right here in Middle Tennessee. We've got the Green Bay Packers coming in to visit the Tennessee Titans, and
what a story!
Early in the week, we're saying, "Oh my God, can you believe the NFL script writers have got Malik Willis leading the Packers in Nashville against Will Levis and the Titans?"
Willis, dude.
I want to see it, but we've been watching. Jordan Love's practicing all week. I don't know if that's just to get him some reps or if he really wants to play. We might not know until 1 hour before the game time, who the quarterback will be.
That's true. I think, personally, I think it's too soon for Jordan to be trying to come back.
And it's against an AFC team. Who cares?
Yeah, right. I mean, why waste
on the road?
Give him another week or so.
Yeah. But I think they got like Minnesota next week. You'd rather win that.
As far as the game, I got to tell you, man, I've got to see a change from Will Levis. I think he kind of got his butt spanked a little bit this last week from coaches and the media and the fans. And we're going to see how he reacts to it. I know his phone got leaked, or his phone number got leaked. So he had to change his phone number, and because he was getting all kinds of lovely text messages, I'm sure. But Mayo Boy has got to show improvement. He's just got to make better decisions. That's all there is to it. And the reality is if Malik comes into Nashville and all he does is make better decisions than Will Levis, he will walk out of there with a freaking dub.
No.
And what a FU that would be from Malik Willis.
I'm afraid of what Miss Amy's going to think, because she's very.
It's a tough look. It really is, right?
She may just pull Rand right out of the box and spank him. I mean, she's fired GMs for something like this before, with AJ Brown like clowning on the Titans, and then he's fired the next week. So
yeah, I don't know. I
don't think the word fired is going to be used here, but boy, she's not going to like it. She's not going to like it if Malik comes in here and gets a double.
The guy we got rid of, right? Jeez, man.
Yikes.
What else on Sunday?
I mean, we got the rookie quarterback from the Bears visiting the Indianapolis Colts. So people want to see Caleb Williams versus Anthony Richardson. There are a lot of injuries for the Colts right now, but it doesn't seem like that the Bears can stop the run. That's going to be the big question in this game. Can they stop the 1-2 running game?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about Anthony Richards passing. Can they stop Richardson? Can they stop Jonathan Taylor? The Colts, that's still a rookie on the road. And I'm just like I said last week in my picks, man, when I'm going to keep riding these home teams when the rookies are coming in until it's proven otherwise.
I mean, we'll see. I mean,
I don't like the Colts, but
I don't either, man. But for whatever reason, it just seems like dadgum Caleb Williams just seems to waltz into places and luck into a win. I've never seen somebody win games so ugly as they do right now. It's just a bad look. And Anthony Richardson and the Colts, they're struggling, but as long as they stick to the script, turn and hand the ball to JT, they might have a winning formula there.
Maybe. Maybe. AFC South, Houston's on the road. They're going to the shocking 2-0 Minnesota Vikings. Behind their quarterback, check out a previous podcast, the Acknowledge Me podcast.
Yep, go back and watch that.
Where we talk about Sam Darnold and his big 97-yard hookup with Justin Jefferson. Here's another example of a home team getting points against the spread. And later on in this little podcast, I may just have a little pick for this game. I'm not going to give it away just yet, but
man, dude, CJ Stroud, is he for real?
Why would I say he's not?
I know, like, there's nothing to say that he's not. The Texans are for real, I think, this year.
I think I'd be dumb if I said they weren't.
I know. I mean, dude,
they're the only team in the AFC South that's won a game.
Shit, man. I can't believe we're sitting here having this conversation. Jesus.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
And then you got Philly, who barfed it away in the last seconds because another coaching blunder by their head coach. He's going to throw the ball.
Daggum. What a
so
idiot.
now he goes on the road to another surprising team.
I know.
2-0 with the New Orleans Saints.
They're hot. They got momentum, right?
We may have talked about the New Orleans Saints and Acknowledge Me podcast as
Go back and
well.
watch that.
They've scored, was it like 91 points compared to 93 points? And that team was also a New Orleans team that went to the Super Bowl. So,
shoot, man,
Philly's going to have to.
This might be
really.
A game.
They have to go on the road, and they've got to win this thing. If they lose, they fall to 1-2.
It's not.
They're going to have to try to find how to get back up. I know AJ Brown's hurt right now. I don't think they can use that excuse.
I mean, they can't. They just can't. I mean, there's too much talent there that they got to be able to figure it out. And somebody has got to freaking put a stop to these New Orleans Saints. I mean, for goodness sakes. What else we got?
What about the Tua-less Dolphins? Skylar Thompson. He's got all the weapons in the world. But he's going on the road in Seattle. With the 12th
long way.
It's a long road.
Long way. It's the farthest away he can possibly get from Miami.
I don't know. I think both teams will want to run the ball there. That's going to be
4.5.
I mean, you know me. I like to take the points. But,
I know.
I think both teams will try to run the ball a lot. I would actually do a small lean towards the under, the total points.
Okay.
Just to get the game over with, get them out of there type of thing.
Keep the clock running.
I'm interested in some other ones. Detroit at Arizona. Everybody loved Detroit. Arizona's playing tough so far in the beginning of this season. The resurgence of Kyler Murray. What about the Rook? Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I mean, looking like daddy.
But we're going to see Aiden Hutchinson coming around the corner. We're chasing down Kyler Murray all day long. They're going to be playing tag with each other.
Yeah, there we go again. Road favorites. The Lions are 3 points.
The full 3.
The full 3. Not 2.5, but 3.
But if you look just to the left, you got another road favorite with your kind of household team here.
Man.
Lamar Jackson and the 0-2 Ravens are a favorite in Dallas.
I'm kind of worried about
that's embarrassing.
I am. I mean, because Lamar is not like that. In my opinion, that Ravens team doesn't look like it's quite cohesive at the moment.
They made Gardner Minshew look like a superstar.
I know. I mean,
dadgum.
I have their defense as my defense for fantasy, and dadgum. I thought I was going to get like 28 points there at one point on my defense.
I'll tell you a defense.
And then I looked down and I got like 10.
I'll tell you a defense that looked worse last week than the Ravens. The Cowboys giving up like 50 points to the Saints.
Dude, don't even get me started. I have had to. My wife is a huge Cowboys fan. I've had to listen to this crap. Look at this.
Go over 48. This is going to be a shootout.
Yeah, they're going to be slinging this all over the place, and they're
31-30
road favorites in the frickin' AT&T Stadium in Arlington. I mean, dadgum. Not many teams can do that.
I'd be interested. I never would have thought that I might have the chance to see the Ravens start the season 0-3. Oh,
shit.
That's right there.
We'll see. Dak's got to show up.
And then they're going to show us on Sunday night Chiefs at Falcons. Another road favorite.
Oh, my God. I'm so tired of freaking Chiefs. They're going to show them playing the freaking Falcons.
Another road favorite.
Dadgum. Here we go. I mean, road favorites galore
I think if Kirk Cousins can just stay away from the turnover bug, the Chiefs will just do enough to win, and that might be by 3, so I'll take the points.
All right. Well, here's another road favorite. Niners on the road.
Look,
is it really on the road, though? I don't know.
I mean, not really.
Right.
That
It's kind of
that
neutral.
stadium where they
almost.
play. I don't know that there are necessarily any Rams fans there,
Right.
but the fact of the matter is too many injuries for the Rams. Puka Nakua's out.
Yep.
Cooper Kupp's out.
Yeah.
They have a nice running back with Kyron Williams, but I think San Fran is going to be too much. I'll take San Fran -6.5. It's not an official bet, but just looking at it. And then we got a doubleheader Monday night game. Commanders at Bengals.
Is it the Bengals?
Bengal.
Or the Bungles?
Bengals. Well, I mean, they should have won last week in Kansas City.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
I think they right the ship here and get a win. I don't. The number looks a little inflated to me, or maybe it's right on the button about -7.5 or 8.
Little red ass, you think?
Could be.
Little red ass game against the Commanders.
Could be.
Put the Rook in his place.
We'll get to see the Rook.
Put the Jaden Daniels.
He'll be on the run.
Jaden.
But of course, my eyes will be on the other Monday night football game.
Absolutely, it will be.
Jaguars.
My eyes will be on it because QB1 will be playing in that game.
At Buffalo.
My fantasy quarterback.
Josh
Come on,
Allen.
QB1. Yeah, Jags. Tell me rough start, huh?
Yeah,
Not what you thought?
I don't like losing to Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, tell me. I mean, was it expected, or were you expecting more with the big contract from Trevor, or what?
I'm all right with Trevor right now. The problem in the first 2 games so far is this defense. It almost reminds me of the Florida Gator defense.
Yep. Something about them Florida defense.
We can get to 3rd and 8, and then here comes a 15-yard completion. Yeah. We can get to 3rd and 9, and there's a simple screen just to get off the field, and if they got 9 yards and a first down. It's frustrating. Now, for those that like offensive football, it's equally frustrating, but kind of across the entire league right now, quarterback play in general is kind of down.
Not great right now.
So when you are talking about Trevor Lawrence, he's kind of right in the same boat. I mean, he hasn't thrown a pick. He's got only 1 single touchdown on the year. Evan Ingram is probably going to be out again with a hamstring. So we're going to be looking at the rookie, Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU again, going deep. We need Christian Kirk to step up a little bit. But the thing is that Trevor Lawrence has had some good luck against the Bills.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in Buffalo.
I was going to say
they've played
on the road in Buffalo.
They played in Jacksonville. They played in Europe. So Monday night in Buffalo, some tables will be broken, and someone's heart's going to be broken after that game. If the Jags go to 0-3, they could still be in 2nd place in the AFC South at 0-3.
Daggum, man. Who knows? Guys, we're not quite done yet, but hey, tell us what you're going to be watching this weekend on Sunday. What games are you really interested in? What are you looking for? What storylines are you following? I know Brad has probably got some picks he wants to talk to you about here before we get going.
I do. I'll try to make this real quick here. Usually I send this out on a Sunday short, and Blake can probably make this into a Sunday short, but these are the week 3 NFL picks. Coming into the week, we are 3-3 on the year. So we're going to start right here with the hometown Tennessee Titans. They are a 3-point favorite against the Green Bay Packers. And I say, no matter who the quarterback is, if I'm getting 3 points with potentially the better team, I'm taking +3. Give me Green Bay +3 on the road in Nashville. On Monday Night Football, got the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Buffalo. I'm not sold yet that Buffalo is really that good. Jacksonville is 0-2. They've lost their games by combined 8 points. And they're getting about 5 or 6 here. So I'm taking +6 Jacksonville as my pick. Then the third random game, I'm staying in the AFC South, but it's kind of like the theme of dogs again. We talked about this game just a moment ago. Home dog, give me Minnesota +3 against Houston. Keep it close, and I'm rooting for a victory.
All right, there you go. All you degenerate gamblers out there, Hey, we're not giving financial advice, but I'll tell you, this guy, he can tell you he's got a fairly decent track record here with all this. Let's make some money together. But guys, hey, before we go here, on your way out the door, hit that like and subscribe button for us. Do all the YouTube things. Leave us some comments. Share this with all your friends. Let us know what you're going to be watching this weekend. Newberry, what you got for final thoughts here?
Arch Manning versus General Booty.
I'll go ahead and tell you right now, my final thought is
GBO.
yes, for sure. That you stole a little bit of my thunder there, but it's all right. But I can tell you right now, I'm going Vols by 50. Heupel's hanging 100 on them right now. I'm telling you right now, it's happening right here, right now. You degenerate gamblers, throw that in your picks right there. Vols by 50 in Norman. Until next time, guys, you guys be well.